Hey guys, Patriot with you tonight. I'm out here in the backyard, so you might hear some traffic driving by out in the distance, but I thought that I would go ahead and cover some of the stoves that I use. I got to thinking about it the other day, and I use so many different ones. I thought I'd go ahead and start with the alcohol stoves that I use. There's three of them that I use mostly, and I've kind of abandoned all the other alcohol in favor of these three. So the one I'd like to start with is the Fancee stove by Zelph. When you hear the term Fancee stove, it just means that it's using the primary piece as a cat food can. This one has a pot stand built into it with some felt in here where the flame comes up through. So this acts as a wick, pulls alcohol from the bottom, and this wicks up here. This acts as the pot stand. I think the first thing we'll do here is put it on the scale, and this is 0.7 ounces or 21 grams. It is very lightweight. The other nice thing that I like about this stove is the fuel capacity. It holds about 2.5 ounces of fuel in here, which is quite a bit. So if you need to do a longer burn, you can certainly do that. Alright guys, let's set up the test parameters here. We're going to use 16 ounces of water. Fill it right to that 16-ounce line. This is a Esbit aluminum cup. And we're going to fill this with 3/4 of an ounce of fuel, just to make sure that we've got enough fuel to get us all the way through a burn. I'll put just a little drop right along the rim there to ignite it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start. And I will put on a little windscreen right here. Turn that off so that you can see. Just double checking to make sure we're good and squared up there. Ambient's about 51 degrees. I'm expecting about 6 minutes out of this stuff. It's pretty typical. 6.5. I'm hearing boiling. Good amount of steam in there. Okay, there's 7 minutes. And we got a rolling boil. It was probably burning, it was probably boiling pretty good at about 6:45. The fuel I'm using tonight is denatured alcohol. I seem to get the best temperatures on denatured alcohol. I also use heat. Carbon felt's probably a little bit better windscreen, but I'm using this because it's a little bit higher, and I wanted to cook off of this block of wood. This is a piece of 4x4. You can also use aluminum, which is heavier. Alright, you can kind of see the stove's dying down now. We're at about 9.5 minutes. We'll call that done at 9:45. So boiling at 6:45, done at 9:45 with 3/4 of an ounce of fuel. Just about out. So we had 3 minutes of fuel left over. And it's out. Let's go ahead and do the same thing with a stainless mug and see what we get. We'll measure out 16 ounces of water here. Okay, there's exactly 16 ounces of water. We'll transfer this over. Okay, let's measure out our fuel. Keeping our water away from that. Alright guys, we've measured out our water. Measured out our fuel, 3/4 of an ounce. There we go. It's a very quick lighting stove, especially in this climate. It's only about 50 degrees out. Okay, I'll wait till I see that flame color change. We'll hit start. We'll put this on. Get our wind blocker up. And get our lid on. You see why I like this stove so much. Alright, 5 minutes and 50, or we'll just call it 6 minutes here. And we'll take a peek. Okay, starting here a little bit of a rolling boil. Not there yet. Okay, there's 7 minutes. Not quite there. Close. And we're about 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Might have been 7:20. Pretty close though. Tastes great. Well guys, there you have it. That's the Zelph Fancee Feast stove. Lightweight, small, reliable, consistent. Just a great little go-to stove. And I use it a lot on day hikes and a lot on overnight hikes where I might have to light it 3-4 times. Typically when I go out, a 4-ounce fuel container is all I need. It doesn't use a lot of fuel. You can see that you can cook. You can boil 2 cups of water on about a half an ounce or just maybe a hair over. We were getting burns to about 10 minutes on 3/4 of an ounce of fuel. Does it have any weaknesses? Well, one of those might be its actual physical build. It's limited in strength to the cat food can that it's using for its main body, so you'll have to be careful how you store this. And Zelph actually makes a little canister for this that will house this and protect it. But there's other ways. I mean, you can store it inside of a mug, inside of your stainless steel or your aluminum cup. You can also put it inside of one of those little Glad cups with the lid on top. That's plastic. It'll protect it to a certain extent. The other weakness might just be its inherent design. It's an open top stove, so if this is lit and you knock it over, the contents are going to pour out. You're going to have burning alcohol. It doesn't have any carbon felt or any wicking material. Well, it's got the wicking material, but it doesn't have anything to absorb the fuel, so it is prone to spilling if you knock it over. You just have to watch where you use it. I wouldn't use it in a tent or anything like that. The other thing would be that it only works at 1 power level. There's no adjustment here. Zelph does make a simmer ring, or you can make your own simmer ring if you need to. It's just going to give you a lower power setting and a longer burn time, which might be handy. I don't use mine very often. I just use it like this. So that would be it. Just the strength, the open top, no carbon felt to hold the fuel inside if it knocks over, and it's 1 power level basically, unless you get a simmer ring, and that'll take it down about 50% heat output. In any case, great little stove. I love it. Thanks for coming out here tonight and hanging out with me. And I'll show you the other stove next.